Guys, welcome back to another Mod Review Monday. Sorry for missing the past 2 weeks. The real world has been busy, busy, busy. I just have not had the time, unfortunately. But we're back. Today we're going to be looking at a new modder to our catalog, 850 Modding. We're going to be looking at his 50-ton Kalen Siebert VersaMAXX Lowboy. We will be looking at version 1.2 today. Now this mod costs $25, and just a couple features is that it is fully compatible with the Rollins 389 light pack, and it will work with Pisters PTO. So if you put on the wet line kit on Pisters 389, the hydraulic lines will attach and it'll all look super clean. This mod only comes with one file, the trailer itself, so we cut the title screen out. As you can see, we are in the trailer purchase menu, and there is only one option. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so here we are in the configuration menu. In the chain types, as you can see, it is just the single trailer. For our body type, just one option as well. And here for our chassis, we have two options. We have the vehicle hauler and the vehicle hauler with under cables. And all that does, if we get up here, is it puts the connections under the neck. So if you had the Cali style hookups behind the truck, you could run them there. Otherwise, they will connect up here, which it actually doesn't change the position. It just is wherever it will connect when you get the truck. Now, with that being said, if I had to guess, if you run Pizder's truck and the hydraulic lines with the PTO, connect them up here. Because if you do the undermount hookups, they're probably going to run through the back of your truck to try and get here, or may not show up at all, if I had to guess. So if you do want the hydraulic lines to hook up, make sure you have the regular connectors. For our paint jobs, super simple. We got this custom color, which actually doesn't have a color changeable paint job, so it's just the white. We have your custom color, of course, and then we have the custom metallic, which, as you can see, is reflecting. Looks like a super, super, super fine. It's okay. Yep. There you go. There's a good look at the metallic on that. Not bad. Now for accessories, up here on the neck we have ramps. So we got aluminum painted or stock, which looks like a kind of chrome, like a dark chrome. In real life you could pull these ramps out, and I think you could put them on the back. But essentially it'll just give you, that might go on the front. It'll give you a bit better clearance. If you have a low clearance vehicle, it could still get up on the trailer. Got a toolbox, nice winch, none on the back of the neck. Moving on back, we have our side lights. So we have our base, one marker here, there, turn signal, one back there. We could also do custom, which will get rid of the two marker lights, but not the turn signal itself. And we have two lights that come with it. So we'll throw that one there and that one there. We'll see what the difference is. If I had to guess, it'd be flares, but I don't know. The logo, we can throw the VersaMAXX logo on the side there and take it off if you'd like. I don't know if it puts it anywhere else. Doesn't look like it. Oh, yep, right here on the tail. For the deck, we have base deck. Okay, so different woods. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We then have rear ramps. So you could do them in aluminum painted, or again, like that darker chromish color. Looks like we get one wheel, one tire, one pair of nuts, one hub, and no covers. So these wheels do come with the trailer, which, as you can see, they're 17.5s, smaller low pro tires. Here we have zip ties, so you could actually change the zip ties on all your airlines and wiring from black to red to white, which is an interesting feature, but super small detail, kind of cool. 3 wheels. On the back here, we have base rear lights or custom, and let's see what we got. All right, so these are actually, looks like they're donated by Roland. We got the left clear, we have a left red, and then we have the right clear, right red, and then we got brake lights. And then, ooh, we even have reverse lights, so you could have reverse lights on the back of your trailer. Now again, I know I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I don't tell you there's compatibility with any other lights just because I don't know. I don't really care to test all the different light packs. If the maker of the mod specifically says it works with one, I'll, obviously say that because it's part of what they say it works. But I don't do any testing for myself. So not many options on this trailer as far as customization. I don't assume it's a trailer that gets customized very much IRL. But if that is everything, which it looks like it is, we'll head outside, do the up close and personal, and we'll look at some loads, and then also look at lighting just for the couple lights that it comes with. So I'll see you guys out there. Alright guys, so here we are outside with the trailer hooked up, of course. All of our airlines, electrical. Of course, the SCS truck, no PTO hookups, so they will not be connected. We have a nice toolbox on the side. Our Kalen Siebert logos. Before we get too far back, let's check out the neck. Oh snap, we even got braided hydraulic lines. That's clean. And then, let's see. Detachable neck, so we got our dog leg here to hold the neck up. Probably our trailer computer, if I had to guess, for all the controls. Have a heavy duty winch. Light bar on the back. All of the lines for the winch. What else do we got? We got our ramps up front. As you can see, that reflectiveness, it's kind of why I said I think it's like a dark chrome. Under the neck here, those would be our undermount hookups. Have all of our lines, all of our fittings. Looks like we have possibly an airlock for the neck right there. And I was seeing if there were neck controls around here. I don't see any though. Got our main pistons there. Our control lever for the different ride heights. Ah, interesting. Okay, so this actually isn't a toolbox. This is where all the controls are, if I had to guess. You can see all the hydraulic lines running in there. Let's see, we got our flip ramps. our disconnect for the actual trailer itself. In the neck we have a good collection of binders. Front of the trailer we got chains and D-ring shackles, hooks. Got wooden blocks, chains in there. And actually I want to see if we disconnect this truck, if those blocks, they sure do. That's pretty cool. So since this trailer doesn't actually have any legs, those blocks of wood get removed, which the shadows are still there. Tiny problem, no biggie. But the blocks get removed and they get put under the trailer. That's pretty cool. As you can see, we have outriggers, D-rings down the side. We even have our keyhole slots, our wood deck. Let's see. Doesn't look like much going on underneath. Looks like the airlines and stuff are ran. Yep, right through here. So they're actually ran down the whole side of the trailer. Coming to back here. Got our brake chambers, slack adjusters, shocks, airbags. Everything seems to be hooked up, which is pretty cool. Got our color changing zip ties. Come back here, there's even more mess going on. Air tanks. Dang, it even has the air suspension valves to make sure it's the ride height's good. We got our Wabco ABS system, if I had to guess. And we even have a winch on the back of the trailer too, which is pretty cool. We have these rubber blocks here too to help, I'd say, elevate the load, because this trailer is mostly used for like school buses and fire trucks and more like vehicles really than like, you know, excavators and machines and stuff like that. Got a custom Kalen Siebert plate on the back. Hookups for, I actually don't know what those hookups would be for. If you run this trailer in real life, let me know. Interested to know, because it doesn't look like you could put a flip or fourth axle on there. And then we have two more controls back here, which, even though it's pretty much completely covered except from the bottom, still has the zip ties and the cables running to it, which is just absolutely unnecessary detail, but the fact is he did it, and that is pretty cool. Here are our wheels. Not bad, nice chrome on them. And the treads are 2D, but they don't look bad at all. So we'll take a quick detour to the job market, see what it has to offer, and maybe throw a load on, take a look at it, and then we'll do a look at lighting. And honestly, it should be a short view, but something new. So as suspected, there is nothing in the freight market. If you want to have loads, gotta buy the trailer. And here for our price per distance, you can see that our top one is actually paying $54.33 a mile. Again, no cheats in this profile, so that is what you'll be getting, and that is for a EcoForce T-winch coming at 72,000 pounds. We have a Kenworth C500 winch truck. We got International Paystar concrete mixer, Peterbilt tow truck. We have a 6x4 C500, Paystar garbage truck, Paystar dump truck. So like I said, there'll be a good bit of trucks. Got a 389 extended hood, triaxle, Kenworth Dub 990, Peterbilt 351, Western Star 4900. We have a T26E1 Super Pershing, so we got a tank on there, which is the heaviest load I've seen so far, 99,798, coming right in at the max payload for this trailer. I'm sure I can't find it now. I did see a Caterpillar grader. We have a old bus on there. So yeah, most of your loads are going to be trucks, just because that is kind of what this trailer is made for. Buses, look, we've got a pretty big fire truck. And then you'll have a couple pieces of equipment to haul too. I'm sure I can't find it now. Oh, there it is. Cat 18M grader, 74798, that tank, and then that forestry winch. So we'll throw a load on, take a look at it, and then do our look at lighting. All right, so here we are with a load on. I actually didn't see this one at first. We have a Caterpillar AD45B mining haul truck. That's why it's so low profile. And this is just over 88,000 pounds, so it is one of the heavier loads. As you can see, the chain up is pretty good. We got our keyhole, which actually does have the hook hanging in there. Got our binders cross-chained in the front. Around the toe loops, everything's hooked in. And let's see the quality of this model here. Glass is good. Got the Cat branded seat. Super basic interior, but again, that is okay. We mainly just want the load itself. Definitely has been used. It is not a new truck at all. We even have the articulation lock in place. Let's see. With 88,000 pounds, I'm pretty sure you'd want a couple more chains on there besides the 4. But the quality of the binders and stuff does look good. Cross-chained in the back. Even got little wires for your lights. Drive shaft. Transmission, engine, exhaust. Nothing crazy, but it is kind of all there. And it is sitting on this baller back here, right between the last 2 wheels. No touching at all. One thing I am noticing though is this weird line on the tires. Maybe it's like the shadow from the haul truck itself. Let's check on the other side. Yeah, I don't know, because the load is having a shadow on the ground, but now we have this weird line on the wheels, and I'm pretty sure it'll move with the wheels too. Or, I mean, it'll stay there and the wheels will just kind of move through it. Yeah, so probably about the only quote-unquote issue I've seen. It is on all 3 axles. So it must be something with the model itself. Like the base of it is just cutting through right there. But I thought this would be one of the cooler loads to show off, so there you have it. That looks pretty good on there. Let's make it nighttime and just check out those lights real quick. Of course, starting with our hazard lights, we have the clear and reds, which are bright on the trailer. However, no flares on the back. We do have the turn signals on the side. They are flaring properly. We got the lights shining through. This light bar is on. I don't know if that's with the ignition or not. No, it is just on. Doesn't matter if your truck's accessories are on or ignition, none. We do have some shine through there. And then our brake lights. So the reverse lights actually are brake lights too. The turn signals are brake lights. And then we have those brake lights there on the inside of the outside 3 cluster, if that makes sense. No flares on any of them though, which is not ideal. And they don't look very red in my opinion. We then have our running lights, which they look a bit more red. You can kind of tell that, maybe not. Some of those are clear, some of those are red lens. But in the dark, it is honestly hard to tell. And then on the side, we have our 2 orange lights. And I honestly can't really tell the difference. The flares look the same. They look the same to me. So those might just be the same light, but in there twice. And then last but not least, we have our reverse lights, which I don't necessarily know they're lighting it up any. I think that might be off of the truck. Yes. So left and right. I will say that is kind of lame that they don't flare off and don't look too red, but it is what it is. I'm sure if you got some other lights, they'll go there just fine, and those will work. These are just what came with the trailer, so I figured we'd test them out. But I know a bit short one just to get back in the groove of things. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you want to see next week. And make sure to keep those wheels turning. You all have a good week.